What's really good, guys? It's your boy, Spider-Menace, aka D-Man. Your man, I'm sitting here with my sister, my day one. The one who holds it down for me, my co-host, Daria. Say what's up, Daria.
What's up, Daria? With my little Illinois mug that was given to me from Cortez's aunt. Gonna sip some tea.
We got coffee, we got wrestling. It's early. Well, not that early, but it's still kind of
early in the morning.
Still kind of early in the morning. So we want to try to get this done. We got ourselves a Smash pay-per-view prediction preview for one WWE Super ShowDown taking place in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, God, this will be our first time actually watching this pay-per-view. This is going to be really, really interesting.
Not exactly.
From Saudi?
Not exactly. So back in the day,
okay,
I can officially say back in the day because this is at least a couple of years ago.
Okay,
when I was starting to do
back in the day, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, back in the day, a couple of years ago, when I used to stand in front of the green screen and do the standing 10 count. Yeah, I watched that one. That's where we had the Titus World slide.
Cause he slid under that.
Yeah. We did watch that one, and that was actually before a lot of the more vocal political stuff came out, and then we decided not to, but now we're continuing to watch it right here. But before we continue, y'all know the drill. If you like to see this channel continue to grow and thrive, make sure to drop a subscribe down below. Not down below. Hit the bell icon, give us a like on all of our content, and comment on any of our videos because we do like to hear from you, our Kaiju faithful. Super ShowDown. WWE Super ShowDown. We have seven matches confirmed on this card because they always have some surprises whenever they get over to Saudi.
Of course.
But there is no Battle Royale. There is no World's Greatest Royal Rumble with just a bunch of people. Now it's just a Gauntlet match.
Okay, now with that, has something changed?
Well, we will talk about that because on this particular time, actually for each subsequent Saudi event, there have been fewer and fewer WWE superstars involved in participating in these events, basically on personal or political reasons. They said, nah, we're good. And so they have a very truncated roster that they can work with. Okay. And as a result, we have fewer and fewer people, and therefore you might as well scratch the Battle Royale and have something else, because last year they had not a gauntlet match, but some kind of match with a tag team. Because again, we didn't watch it.
Right.
But it mattered. They made sure it mattered because that's when the Fiend won the Universal title, title away from Seth Rollins, and that's when he got changed and altered and turned into the Monday Night Messiah. Okay. So with that little bit of things happening, you want to dive right into this? Again, we have 7 matches for this particular card.
Seems like a pretty decent.
It does seem like a pretty decent card. Like this is a pretty nice card where if it were anywhere else, I think a lot more people would watch it. But again, this is coming out Thursday, 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Pacific. 9 Pacific.
Our time.
No, our time is 11.
Okay,
We're
and
Central.
then what time would it be over there?
Like 7 at night, I think.
Okay, yeah.
5 or 7, I think. But yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we got ourselves a pretty decent 7 match card. So let's jump right into this. Okay. First, we have technically their first WWE pay-per-view match, the Street Profits, going up against Seth Rollins, and they got rid of Buddy's first name. He's now just Murphy now. Why? Why? They do this? But it is for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This past Monday, we didn't really have a lot of storyline stuff happening this past Monday and this past Friday, save for like maybe 1 or 2 incidents and maybe a video package here and there. Yeah. But this is one of the bigger things because we had individual one-on-one matches. Angelo Dawkins versus Murphy, and then Montez Ford versus Seth Rollins. Dawkins-Murphy was a very short match because Seth Rollins got involved. Right, and then it turned into a really, really, really good match between Montez Ford and Seth Rollins. Right. They need to fight some more. I need to see more. I need to see more. That ended up being an incredibly fun match. Yeah. Even though we had like 2 commercial breaks and we had to watch it picture in picture. Yeah. It was still a fun match. It was. Wasn't that the event of the evening? No, the main event was Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, but everybody got involved with it, so it might as well have been the main event. Okay. Montez Ford has no ceiling. He has absolutely no ceiling. He is charismatic. He is athletic. He is just freaking amazing. I love this guy. But we have Street Profits versus Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, and Murphy. Daria, who do you have on this particular match?
I hope they continue the storyline because I think it needs to continue.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to continue till WrestleMania.
Okay.
So I'm going to stick with Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. And Murphy.
Okay.
Again, I'm not sure his wife. It's just Murphy, but okay.
Yeah, they got rid of the buddy part. I don't know why. You know, they made some jokes about it last night, but, you know, it is what it is.
Okay.
We are only a month and some change away from WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's coming really quickly.
Yeah, it's coming pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So either it's going to be this pay-per-view or Elimination Chamber that the Street Profits are going to take the title away from them, because Seth Rollins is great. He's great as a Monday Night Messiah. Mm-hmm. He's better when he's chasing, you know, individual gold.
That makes sense.
Same for Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy deserves to have individual gold, even though the Raw Tag Team titles are still pretty good. And you know, I like what they've done with it, even though I think the AOP should have had them instead of, you know, these two. Yeah, but the match that they lost and they wanted at was still pretty good. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I my fear with that is I don't want AOP to get lost in the shuffle with this Monday Night Messiah.
Well, I mean, like so far they're just there because they don't have anything for them. You know, taking the titles off of Seth Rollins and Murphy and having AOP feud with actual, you know, established tag teams down the line, either at or after WrestleMania, would be a pretty good job for them, as long if they keep the Monday Night Messiah thing going for a few more months.
So you're saying if Dawkins and Ford wins the championship, AOP can get involved?
It frees up Seth and Murphy. AOP can get involved, but I don't think it's happening here. So I got Seth Rollins and Murphy for this one. Yeah, that's what I got for this one.
Okay.
Coming up next, we have a really big match, and it's a big match because they're in Saudi Arabia. They had their first women's match.
That's right.
I think it wasn't last time or was the time before last, but they did have their first women's match. It was Lacey Evans versus Natalya.
Yes.
And,
of course, they were fully
bodysuited because you know, that's what it is over there.
Yeah.
But we have a title match, actual title match happening in Saudi Arabia. Women's SmackDown Championship match. SmackDown Women's, however you want to say it.
You know what? I think I'm just happy to finally see a women's match over there.
Yeah,
because you know, women
we're going to
are
actually watch it this time around.
Yeah, and not only that, women are not allowed to do anything over there.
Too much, yeah. But we do have Bayley versus Naomi.
Yes.
I will want to see how they manage to dress them up.
Yeah.
For this particular match, but it is a title match. Naomi managed to win the chance to fight Bayley for the championship after beating Carmella this past SmackDown.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah, this past Friday. Mm-hmm. Naomi's coming back, and she's bringing back the glow. She's got that Daft Punk, you know, LED head. And now they switched it to a visor, I think. Yeah. But because I think like the visor, as much as I like the head, the visor is like easy merchandise
sell. Yeah. It is, versus the globe. However, Naomi has come back in full force.
Oh yeah, I fell in love with
she came back in full force.
When it came to the Royal Rumble, there were 3 people that people cared about.
Yes.
It looked like on Twitter. There was Bianca Belair, who was showing her natural born ass. Shayna Baszler, who showed up out of nowhere, and everybody was expecting her to win, despite the fact that Charlotte decided to say, nah. Mm-hmm. And then we had Naomi's return.
We did.
And those it's felt were the biggest thing. Well, the 4th biggest thing was Beth Phoenix just like bleeding out through the back of her head. Yeah, but it seemed like those were the 3 big Twitter things that I noticed on my timeline that people were caring about. Yeah. So like Naomi's coming back, and people, you know, want to see her back in action, and she hasn't skipped a beat whatsoever.
None.
So like this should end up being a pretty good match, and I'm hoping that it will rejuvenate Bayley a little bit more. She did have a pretty good match recently.
Who was
on
it against?
SmackDown? I actually can't remember right now.
But it was
a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like she actually, was getting into the whole heel character and persona that she was, has been adopting without the need to have Sasha Banks there as a crutch.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this match will continue the trend, because prior to that, like the match that she had with Lacey Evans was whack. That match was whack.
Was just, I don't know. It was just uninspiring. It was
that's the word.
Like they both were just not into it.
It almost felt like they were going through the motions. I know that they weren't, but it just felt like it because like the match ended with Bayley putting her feet up and stopping a moonsault, and that was the finish. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, yeah. That didn't do anything for me.
I don't think it did anything for anybody.
But anyway, we do have ourselves Naomi versus Bayley. Who do you have for this particular SmackDown Women's Championship?
Okay, here's my vision. Okay. My vision.
Give me your vision board.
Let me see your vision board. Okay.
Put it up there on the marquee. Let me see what you got.
We have Bayley.
Okay, we got Bayley.
Women's SmackDown champion.
We got some Women's SmackDown champion.
Okay. Supposed to be a heel. Mm-hmm. I need her to embrace this heel thing.
Okay.
Now, with Naomi coming back, why can't it be Naomi being hungry for this championship, but she just doesn't win it in Saudi?
Okay.
And they turn it into a storyline.
So you want this to continue?
I think this should continue, because I think with Naomi wrestling Bayley, it's going to make Bayley pick up that heel and be like, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, no. Okay, so you got Bayley for this. How do you think Bayley retains the championship? You think she's going to do it clean? You think she's going to cheat her way out of it? This is bad to say, but I'm really praying she cheats her way out of it.
Okay, so you don't want it to be clean?
No.
Okay.
The only reason I'm saying that is because that will fit true to her being a heel.
Okay. I think Bayley's at her best. Yeah. When she's an opportunist. I love heels that are opportunists. Yeah. Who are strategic, they're intelligent, they're cunning, they're clever, and I like them better than absolute shit heels who run away and disappear and try to avoid the fight. Like, tactical retreats are one thing, but being an absolute shit heel and never trying to have a match unless like you have the comedic chops of like a Chris Jericho that does it. Yeah. They don't really do anything for me. So I think Bayley's at her best when she is vulnerable, but she just managed to have this second gear towards the end of the match that just makes her win versus, outright cheating. Like, you go for a high risk move and she finds a way to just like F it up for you, take advantage and then get the win. I like that better for her because it feels like she's still playing into this I'm a role model, and role models don't cheat. Role models find the shortcut maybe, but they don't cheat. You know what I mean?
And I think this role model should just be dropped for Bayley.
So you think she should drop the whole role model?
Just drop it, honey, because you are sexy as a heel. So just drop that role model shit.
Well, regardless, I do have Bayley for this. I do hope that they do something more for WrestleMania, because if you're going to Saudi should not be where storylines come to an end unless you're doing something big like, with the Fiend and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I don't see that happening though.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. Yeah. Up next, we have an interesting match. It's interesting just because of the match and the prize, the Tuwaiq. I know I'm butchering this. The Tuwaiq trophy. And it's also interesting because we've had 3 things that changed the outlook of this match. Okay. Number 1 is AJ Styles. I believe he had a separated shoulder about a month ago. Yeah, and this is going to be not his first in-ring action.
Because he had a match last night.
Yeah, he did have a match last night.
Yeah, he had a match last night.
So it's not his first in-ring action, but it is curious to see how it holds up. Andrade, who just had a wellness pop, a little over 30 days ago. And this will be day 1 of his freedom from that pop.
Yeah, because I missed Andrade.
Yeah, I have too. I really have too. But now he is right there in Saudi. And it's literally if it's not the 31st, it's the 32nd day in here. And so they timed that perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
And number 3 is Rey Mysterio taking the place of Rusev, who has been rumored to have a bit of a backstage dispute for, contract and, money and creative and a bunch of other stuff happening. So Rey Mysterio's taking Rusev's place.
I wonder if the dispute is with this storyline that they tried to give about Lana and Bobby Lashley.
Nah, this is I think this is like straight up legit, or else they wouldn't have, replaced them.
Okay, so yeah, again.
Then again, I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. Yeah. I'm open to be surprised that Rusev does show up and ruin it for Bobby Lashley in this, and it is just a story, as you said. And I just worked myself into a shoot. Who knows? I'm
actually praying that actually happens now.
Hey, who knows?
Maybe it'll get me into Bobby Lashley, because right now this freaking storyline with Rusev, I don't give a shit.
Now, Bobby Lashley outside of Rusev and outside of Lana is still pretty good.
I'm not disputing it. I'm just talking about this dumbass story.
Yeah, but so far this is not a storyline type of match. It's just a gauntlet match. So this is just like a wrestler's wrestling match. So less, hey, we have to try to keep a storyline going, and more, hey, it's just a good wrestling match. And now there is a little internal storyline because Andrade did try to put Rey Mysterio on the shelf.
Yeah, he did.
Like about a month or two ago.
Yes.
So that there is like some storyline there.
Okay.
In this gauntlet match. So who knows what that goes for.
Okay, quick question. With this gauntlet match, is it DQ or non-DQ?
I think it's DQ because it's all individual one-on-one matches. So like somebody starts off and
whoever wins stays in the ring. Yeah.
Whoever wins stays in the ring, and then people come in bit by bit by bit. So I think it's all just regular singles match rules.
Now I'm really more intrigued, and I'm really hoping that Rusev shows up and does something to Bobby Lashley.
Okay. So with that said, who do you have for this gauntlet match?
I'm going to be completely wrong, but I'm going to say it anyways. R-Truth.
Okay. No. Give me 5 on that one. Making a bold prediction. I love it when you make some bold predictions.
However, that might not happen.
Hey, who cares? It's a bold prediction. I didn't think R-Truth.
But R-Truth, I would be fine. I think he's cool winning shit.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that he doesn't have the 24/7 title. I hate it.
Oh man, like that swerve that they did for the 27 title was actually pretty damn good. But I'm with you. I kind of miss him with it. I won't make that bold prediction, even though I would love to see R-Truth win it. Oh my god, that would be so fun because he made the 24/7 title fun.
He did.
He'd make this trophy fun as hell.
He would.
So you know what? I'm gonna join you on that bold prediction plane, just because I think it would be fun.
Yeah,
and I'm all for wrestling being fun, so I got R-Truth on this. My second choice, since you already gave yours, my second choice is Rey Mysterio in this, mainly because like it always feels like these Saudi events are about nostalgia.
Yeah,
and Rey Mysterio is the most nostalgic thing in this match.
Yeah,
so they'd probably book it because it'd probably be a bigger pop, a much more, well received win to have Rey Mysterio.
I would be fine if Rey Mysterio won.
Yeah, so if my first choice is R-Truth just for fun, because it would be fun for like 2-3 months to have him running around with that trophy.
Yeah.
And like I would love it if like he lost the trophy and he ran around like a little tiny one in comparison, But my number 2 is Rey Mysterio, just because I think that would be a better look.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, okay. We got ourselves a Universal Championship match. We got ourselves the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the champion, versus Goldberg. I'm gonna let you keep going because I'm gonna take a drink because I don't know what you're doing.
Sir, it is early in the morning. I understand it's 6 o'clock somewhere, but goddamn it, we are doing a show right now.
You ready? You done?
I'm ready.
You done? You're absolutely done.
Yes.
You're done. Okay, cool. Goldberg speared the Fiend. That's it. That's all that happened so far.
Didn't like it.
Goldberg speared the Fiend.
Did not like it. It pissed me off to no absolute end.
Now the Fiend did pop some nice little promos on Goldberg, and he popped a promo on Hulk Hogan. That asshole.
Yeah.
The Hulkster.
Isn't racism fun?
Gotta love it. But, the Fiend has been the best part of this. And then Goldberg, when they finally showed up and they were like tete-a-tete, Goldberg turned around and was like, you're behind me. I'm gonna spear you. You're gonna run away.
That pissed me off.
I didn't hate it, but I hated it.
I hate it because here's the deal. You have the Fiend, who is not from this world.
Yeah.
Not from this universe.
From parts unknown.
Exactly. Put together to become a character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Then you have Goldberg. I know Goldberg. I know Goldberg is a legend. Appreciate it. Okay. You don't build this hype up just to have Goldberg spear him and that be it.
I mean, I kind of got to agree with you.
I would have liked if Goldberg did his spear and the
he
Fiend
just no-sold it.
Thank you. Because like that match because like that strap match with Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah.
He no-sold nothing.
Well, he no-sold everything.
Which made the match fun.
Yeah. It was not a wrestling match. No. It was a fun spectacle match.
Yes.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. Oh my God, those welts on Daniel Bryan's back. But Fiend versus Goldberg, who you got?
Bray Wyatt better keep this shit because that's bullshit.
I got Bray Wyatt. He for the same reasons.
Fuck
like,
Goldberg. You're a legend.
I'm not gonna say,
but fuck that shit.
We might see it, but this might be the part in the horror movie where like Jason shows up, somebody pops him with a gun, and everybody thinks, oh man, Jason's dead. But you realize in the runtime you still have an hour and 20 minutes left in the movie, and you know he's going to start running around and wrecking people's shit. So like maybe that's where we are at this point, and that when the match happens, it's just going to be a bunch of Bray Wyatt going, fuck your spear, fuck your jackhammer, I'm kicking out.
So you're saying Goldberg is going to kick off with this match, and then toward the end, that's when the Fiend's going to pick up his shit. I
think that Goldberg is going to whoop Bray Wyatt's ass in the very beginning.
Of course.
He's going to make people go, oh my God, this is over. This is going to be the death of the Fiend.
Yeah.
And then the Fiend is going to play some shit and turn it around, and hopefully it will be just as much of a spectacle as it was for The Miz and for Daniel Bryan. And who knows how this might affect Goldberg, because Goldberg, he may not be on the roster like a frequent guy, but they're going to use him again. So I want to see what happens later down the line, how it'll affect him.
Okay.
Next we have a steel cage match. Hopefully this will be the end of this feud because I am done. Yeah. But it is a steel cage match.
I don't even know why it's a steel cage match. You guys did the dog food bullshit. Roman, you got your revenge.
Well, it's not Roman asking for revenge. It's Corbin.
Corbin fucking finds him. Oh my God. Get a fucking job, Baron.
Get a hobby.
Shit.
Now, I will say again, this is one of those matches where it'll be good, but I won't give a shit because I'm done with this. I am absolutely done with this. This will be a very good steel cage match.
It will be.
It will be, but I just don't care anymore. Move on. Because of that, moving on, Roman Reigns. There you go. Roman Reigns. Next match. Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet. Now, this is intriguing. Ooh. Ricochet wins. What was it, a Fatal 4-Way match?
Yes.
Fatal 4-Way match to become number one contender for the WWE Championship.
For this pay-per-view.
Immediately after winning that match, Brock Lesnar comes out and F5s him out of his shoes.
Yeah.
He does that.
Yeah.
And since then, Ricochet has been trying to prove to everybody that, yes, I can be the guy who takes the strap off of this guy. I can do that.
I believe it because I believe he can.
I think he was making me a believer.
Yeah. But in Lucha Underground, he was like,
that's different because like Lucha Underground exists in a completely separate universe. It's like DC in Marvel.
Okay.
So like in Lucha Underground, he exists in a universe where women can take the main title off a dude, and WWE exists in a universe where I love big sweaty men. Vince McMahon is not going to let that shit happen.
No, it's not. But I was just saying, like, I know he can do it because Ricochet has wrestled men bigger than him and won.
Oh yeah, he has the ability.
Underground.
He does have the ability.
Yes.
He has the ability.
Yes.
Now, whether or not they let him showcase that ability is another thing. And there is another wrinkle in this. Brock Lesnar has trouble with people smaller than him and who are developed and well. Now they ruined Kofi's end run by just having him come out there and F5 him. Yeah. So there is that possibility, but there also is the same possibility that Ricochet could pull a Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series when they had a champion versus champion match, and just like show that, hey, I can withstand a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I may not be able to win, but I'll be able to put up a fight.
Right.
And that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm hoping for that too. With it being Ricochet, I think it might turn into that.
Who knows?
Yeah.
This might be Ricochet's main roster coming out party, and it's a shame to say that it's that because like he's had some spectacular moments.
Yeah,
but he's never had like that marquee match where it's like, oh my god, this guy. Well, scratch that. Samoa Joe had that match with him. Yeah, he did have that match with Samoa Joe. Yeah. So I take that back. But like this, I think this could be the match that really puts him like above and beyond the fray, where he's considered, if not a top guy, but at least top guy adjacent, and that's what I want for him.
I do too.
So who you got for this?
Oh, our auntie is not gonna speak to me again because she is in love with some Ricochet. All right. Unfortunately, Auntie Ricochet is not gonna win. I'm sorry, Pooh. He not. Him not. Him. As what would Cortez says? What would he say? Him down? Him down, mommy? Him down?
He's about to be down.
Yeah, that's going to be Ricochet.
He's about to
Brock
be down.
Lesnar is going to retain, and I say that because he needs to retain, because I am really pumped up for this match between him and Drew McIntyre.
So in a vacuum, I might make this my bold prediction and go Ricochet. In a vacuum. Okay. Where only this pay-per-view exists. Yes. Okay. But we don't exist in a vacuum. Mm-mm. We exist in a world where Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble and he's facing whoever's holding on to the WWE Championship. Yes. And because of that, Drew versus Brock is greater than Drew versus Ricochet. Yeah. Even though I'm sure that match would be amazing and phenomenal.
Of course.
Drew needs a Brock Lesnar win.
He does.
For the title.
He does.
Because like he had that nice little interview with Charlie on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, he did.
Where he recounted everything from the beginning of his career to when he left WWE and when he ran the circuits in like Impact and like Defiant, WCPW and a bunch of other these small indie promotions, and just really showed his ass and showing like, yo, I can do this. Because I just went from doing air guitars and being in 3-man band to like being some company's top guy, and I could prove to myself that I can be that elsewhere. I need to prove to myself that I can be that here, and doing it against Ricochet is not nearly as big a deal versus doing it against Brock Lesnar. Yeah. So in a vacuum, I would go Ricochet.
I would too. I agree.
With WrestleMania on the horizon, it's going to be Brock Lesnar for this match. And we finally have our final match for this is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now, this is a pretty
good storyline.
This is fun because The Miz and Morrison are back. Yeah. And we're going up against Big E and Kofi Kingston, the New Day. Now, if you've never seen a lot of Miz and Morrison stuff back in the day, please go ahead and check it on WWE, their YouTube channel. If you got the network, go ahead and swing by to the network and go catch a few of their matches and a lot of their segments, because they're not the prototype for the New Day, but their comedic stylings are almost similar in a way. And their wrestling ability is just like top notch for each other. Okay. Somebody's gonna say I'm wrong on that, but I don't care. I think that I've always loved John Morrison. I've grown to love the Miz. He's fun,
yeah. Because wasn't he also in Lucha Underground?
Yeah, he was Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, because I loved him in Lucha Underground, so I already knew he was fun.
Yeah, we got Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact. Okay. Johnny everything. But now he's back here as John Morrison and The Miz versus the New Day. There's a lot been going on with this. A lot of just trash talking. But like, you know, I'm curious about how this is going to go down. But who do you have for this? Yeah, see, that's
now this one, I don't know. I don't want it to exchange, but it might exchange.
Hey, it might. Who knows?
And if it exchanges, maybe they can do something. Yeah, whatever. Maybe they could do something with it, but I don't know. But I'm really hoping the New Day retains, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's just the New Day.
You were struggling there for a second.
I'm not confident with my
You are struggling there for a second.
am not confident in this choice.
All right. So SmackDown has quite possibly the strongest tag team division out of the two shows. They have the strongest tag team division. Because they have the strongest tag team division, the New Day losing the title doesn't do anything against the New Day.
No.
And it does propel the Miz and Morrison back to that status.
It does.
It gives them something to do. It also allows the Usos to chase without, too many issues. Even though there's a possibility because they had an 8-man tag match. I think it was also this past Friday. I think so. Where the Usos and the New Day complimented each other, and also rankled each other about how better they were than each other. Okay. I don't know how many times I said each other. I need to stop that. Okay. But still, so there's a possibility that the next stop for the New Day is New Day versus Usos for the championships. But then again, if it was just New Day versus Usos at WrestleMania, period, I'd love that. Okay. I'd absolutely love that. Give me that without a title involved. Okay. But the Miz and Morrison taking the titles don't hurt the New Day. No. And it also opens up the field, which is still kind of congested. I think there's only 4 or 5 teams on SmackDown, but that's enough for a tag team division, especially considering the teams that they have. It's good enough for me to see them take the titles away. So I got Miz and Morrison on this one. Okay. So if we want to really talk about a bold prediction, that's my bold prediction, that a title will change hands. It will be the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Cool. For this particular one. All right. And there you have it. We got our 7 matches for Saudi Arabia, WWE Super ShowDown.
Super ShowDown.
It's happening on Thursday. Now, some of y'all may not watch, but
Sorry. I thought I had muted that. Rude. My bad. Sorry.
Rude. I don't even remember where I was because you just rude.
Yeah, sorry.
Absolutely rude. But I'm gonna read us out. You want me to read us out?
Go for it.
You don't want to handle it?
Go for it.
Okay, you want me to read us out? Mm-hmm. Okay. As always, you can catch our podcast on iTunes, link in the description below, or the website at HEELKAIJU.com. There you can find our shows, articles, and merchandise to keep this site up. Keep this site up and running to keep us providing you with content. You can also join the Kaiju Wrecking Crew by following us on Twitter at HEELKAIJU. There you can find any updates, developments, and insights that we have during some pay-per-views, during some events. We will be live tweeting. We will also be tweeting about any new merchandise, any new shows that we do, any Twitch stream updates, and anything regarding our YouTube channel, youtube.com/HeelKaiju, if you are listening to this on SoundCloud, because we are cross-posting. So thanks again for listening, and remember to keep smashing.